Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is my recap video for DoorDash activities for Friday, August 29, 2025. Busy Friday. So I love these kind of days. I mean, right from the jump, I got an order and stayed busy. I think I only had an hour of downtime today. Made goal, had some good orders. There was a lot of declines today. The acceptance rate dropped, but I still consider it a good day. So I want to try to get through this kind of quickly. We've got family coming from out of town. They're going to be staying with us. So if you hear a knock on the door and the dog going ballistic, I'll stop the video and then I'll finish the rest. It'll be a part 2 for members only. So we'll do it that way. If I can get through it all, I'll get through it all. Okay. Real quickly, tomorrow, the big game tomorrow, Texas, Ohio State. So I'm hoping that it's like as good of a day or with good orders as, say, like the Super Bowl. That's what I'm kind of hoping. I want to work until at least like the start of the third quarter. So I want to start at 7 a.m. and the game starts at 12 and I'll be tracking it and I want to stay logged in, like I said, clear until at least the start of the third quarter. And I'm anxious to see what happens. I think I'm going to be like really picky and selective on orders tomorrow. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see. That's all I gotta say for now. Okay, so I logged in just before 6 o'clock, got an order right away, and I started off with, well, this first one was a decline, upside down, pardon my cheesesteak, aka IHOP. But after I declined this, so you see it's just a minute later, $8 8 Mile Starbucks. So I went ahead and took this, and I think it was like 4 consecutive smaller orders. It's just like boom, 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 and that I did like in an hour. So here's the Starbucks. Took me to 619, 4 and 4. Okay, and all of these were routine. Boom, you see right away 619, 575 Tim Hortons. Takes me to 635, 2 and 375. Okay, right away, $5 Chick-fil-A. Let's do it. That takes me to 653, 2 and 3. Okay, right away, $4.50, mile and a half McDonald's. Let's do this one too. Okay, this takes me to 703. So like 4 orders in an hour. 2 and 250. Okay, right away, a minute later, 2250 turkey. You see, usually I do both of my pickups, then do the drop-offs. I had 2 stacks like this today where I pick up, drop off, then do the other pickup and drop that off. So that was kind of cool. So Turkey Hill, and which was just supposed to be a pickup, and Target. So I went ahead and accepted this. Now you see the only kind of little problem is that the Target goes down to South Bloomfield, but I was okay with that. I get to the Turkey Hill, and I can't remember if maybe only once have I picked up from there before. I don't know. But I got there and I kind of felt bad for the kid in there, but really young kid. And he'd never seen a DoorDash order before. He had no idea what was supposed to be done at all. And like he saw, like he said, are you supposed to shop this? Or I said, well, it's listed here as a pickup. I was just supposed to pick it up. And so then he looks at some other little computer monitor thing or whatever, and he sees the order and the items, but he doesn't know what to do. And he is only, I think I have the list here. Yeah, I get there at 7:10. It's only these 4 items: 3 energy drinks and a tuna salad sandwich. Okay, so he starts to print off like a piece of paper and he's about to write the order down. And I stopped him. I thought, no, you don't need to write all this stuff down. I can just grab the items. And he was like, are you sure? And yeah, that's fine. And so I grabbed everything, and the Ghost, I think it was the Ghost energy drink. They didn't have that one. They only had 3 flavors. I called the customer and got the got which one she wanted, and then we just bagged it up and I took it. He didn't know how to what he was supposed to do or how he was supposed to process that or anything. So yeah, it was kind of funny. Um, and then this is I couldn't get it was hand to customer, so this is supposed to say first delivery is what I tried to draw there, but it's 7:25. Okay, and then I go to Target, which was just right next door to the delivery of that first customer, and so there you see the 4 items there. It's all in HBC. So, and then I had some fun with the little. I still like this, shelf locator tool. So on this item right here, I use the shelf locator. Look at the one out of this whole picture here. The one empty shelf position. That's where this item is supposed to be. I get that sometimes, but I just. I'm not familiar with these type of products, or what the option was there for me to just refund that and boom, refund, And then I had trouble finding the hairspray. You see all these different SKUs for that brand of hairspray, whole section of it. So yeah, I'm using the shelf locator on that. Boom, right there. Pointed it right out to me, and it's a nifty little tool. I like that, and it even works like even when I'm standing like all the way back in the aisle. I mean, that thing reads those barcodes from a good distance. You wouldn't think it'd be able to, but it's pretty cool. So finished shopping at 7:34, so just 7 minutes, and delivered at 7:59. So this was in less than an hour. Made the 22.50, 12.25 from DoorDash, 3.50 tip and 6.75 tip. Great. Like I said, and this only 2 hours in. I've got 5 deliveries. And I think like over $40 just 2 hours in. Then here we go, another good order. And this is the other stack where I shop, deliver that, shop, deliver. It's cut off here, but Dollar General is the second one. So yeah, went ahead and took this. Get to the Meijer. This was easy, just the chicken wings and the milk, and then these other 4 items is all like cooking sprays or whatever, all in one aisle. So this was easy. Had this shopped in 5 minutes. And then there's the first drop off at 8:42. Get to the Dollar General was close. Just 5 minutes. Later, I get there, look at the list, folks. I was like, what? No, why would somebody do this to a DoorDash driver? Why? Can I interest you in 32 counts of water plus 3 6-count, the bottles of Coke, 2 6-count Mountain Dews, a 6-count Dr. Pepper, a bottle of Clorox. So fortunately, the code red was not there, and we already got enough, liquids as it is. The option was here to refund this. Refund. I'm sorry. Look at and then, okay, well, first let's get to this. So, and then the customer, they didn't have the mini starburst. This was the next closest thing, and the customer said refund. So, two items out of that list refunded. And look at this shopping cart. That is what you would call a heavy shopping cart, folks. There, I got the 4 waters stacked up. You got the 6 counts of pop, that bottle of Clorox. That was a heavy cart to push. um, what I did was I put all of everything except the water. I was able to go in one catering bag, and then the waters was just separate in my trunk. So I get to deliver this Dollar General, and I pull right. It's in like a cul-de-sac, and there's another Dasher delivering to the same house. And I pulled up next to him, and he kind of motioned at the house, and I was like, yeah, I'm delivering there. And we were parked like side by side in this cul-de-sac. It's kind of funny. And so again, I talked about this before. These other dashers that they're not prepared. They don't have the equipment. I don't know why you wouldn't want to make things easier on yourself. But he was it looked, I'm almost sure it was a Giant Eagle pickup is what he had. Because I could tell by the brown paper sacks and the stickers on the outside of the sacks. And he was making trips back and forth to his car. He must have made at least 4 to 5 trips, carrying like 2 to 3 sacks at a time. Why would you not have catering bags or some kind of large bag, for the shopping orders? I've got like 10 of them in my car. It's not that much money, not that much of an investment, and well worth it. For this right here, guess how many trips I made back and forth from my car to that customer's front door while he was doing his 4 trips. Guess how many trips I made? This was one trip. I've used my wagon. I put the base of the wagon was the 4 waters, and then I just put that catering bag on top and wheeled, one trip up the customer's driveway. And so I'm just standing right there in front of the steps, offloading that from the wagon while he's carrying his stuff, making like 4 or 5 trips. It's crazy. But anyway, and so finished all of this at 9:10. So again, an hour, 24.50. So there you go, and there's the breakdown. Okay, so just 3 minutes later, a $12.50 Dollar General, just 6 things to shop for. Let's do it. And I mean, it doesn't look too bad. You got some deodorant in here, some Gatorade, Snickers, some toothpaste, toothbrush. I mean, this doesn't look too bad, right? Well, just about everything had to be substituted on this order. This order actually was a nightmare, believe it or not. So it took me 12 minutes. So here, this body wash had to be substituted. The toothbrushes had to be substituted. What else here? The Skittles had to be substituted. The WWE Snickers bar, couldn't find that. substituted. The body spray, substituted. How many is that? 100 substitutions? I lost count. I don't know, folks. And then, so the 9:47. So 34 minutes for the 1275s. Pretty good. You know, just wish didn't have all those substitutions. Then I got here the note on this screenshot. It went to the Red Roof Inn with bad instructions. So, you know, customers that they mean well and everything, but they just sometimes don't word things correctly. They said, okay, it's room such and such on the second floor in front, you know, facing the office. So I misinterpreted that. I thought it meant like for some reason I thought it meant in the building that the office was in, like front facing, like above the office. But there was no, you know, room up there, nothing above the office. So I was kind of confused. So I went in and asked it's kind of embarrassing, but I asked the desk clerk where that room was. Well, okay, so it was in the next building over, and it was not facing the office like at all. You know, you got the office, you got the two buildings, you know, the office is here, and so the customer was in the other building, but the room wasn't facing the office. It was like 5 or 6 rooms down. It was facing the other building, not facing the office. So I don't know, but I made the delivery. That's what matters. I finally found it. Had to, you know, got out of my car and was walking around the building with the office, and then carrying that order, and then, you know, then I had to get back in my car, drive around, repark. It was frustrating. A minute later, 9:25, 9 Mile Starbucks. Looks like I declined that. But I don't know. That's not really that bad, but I declined it. Upside down Cracker Barrel, decline. Here's another, you know, $8. This one's just 6 miles, so I went ahead and took this one. Had this done in 19 minutes for the $8, 2 and 6. Okay, then had to wait about 11 minutes. I get a coming back to zone. I get a $3 McDonald's decline. Minute later, upside down Chick-fil-A decline. Upside down Marco's Pizza, going to somewhere in Michigan, probably. That's way up north somewhere, decline. $7, 6 Mile Chick-fil-A, decline. Here we go, less than a minute later. This is more like it. $7, 3.5 Mile Jersey Mike's. Okay. And pretty routine here. I didn't get the times kind of cut off here, but 2 and 5. So 5:25, 2 Mile Giant Eagle. Well, what is it? Just 2 cases of water. Sure, you know, that's fine. So I get in there, and I notice there's only one register open, and there's this long line. So I'm like, I already told myself when I walked into the store, I'm going to get these waters. I'll get in the line and immediately set my stopwatch. And at the tent, I'll treat this like the, you know, restaurant orders. If I wait in a line that has 8 or 10 customers and one single checkout line, 10 minutes, I'm dropping it. I'm leaving the shopping cart there, you know. But what happened was, like, it's just within a second or two of me entering that line, another register opened up. So I only had to 4 minutes. He, checked out the people in front of me, and then me, and then done in just 4 minutes. This delivered to a offices for like the school district, and I delivered the same thing, cases of water to this same customer before. When I pulled in, I had a bad feeling, and I was pretty sure who this was going to be, and I was right. It's a customer that has the driver, like, you walk up to her cubicle, and she has you put the water underneath her desk. Maybe some dashers would tell her off, no, ma'am, I'm not doing that. I'm setting them right here. Not walking into her cubicle and putting them under the desk like that. But I don't have a problem with it. I did it. So, $3, and appreciate, $1 for each case. Thank you very much. So this took 21 minutes for the 5, but yeah, that was bad. So yeah, that was kind of that. But, oh well, live and learn. A minute later, back to the scene of yesterday's crime. $5, 5 mile, the Walmart subway, 2 days in a row. And for the second day in a row, the staff still did not know the hours for Monday. And the guy is the same guy I asked yesterday, and he was like, he kind of felt bad. He was like, "Well, are you sure? I mean, I can call the manager, and yada yada." And I was like, "No, you don't have to mess with all that. I just put in that the staff doesn't know, and I still get paid the dollar. So there you go. Delivered 22 minutes later for the $6. So." Another not so great order time wise. And let's do another little one, 550, 4 mile. So this took again about 20 minutes, 2 and 350. Okay, right away I get a Dick's Sporting Goods. Probably not going to do this, but what are the items? I'm just curious. Okay, socks, no. Overgrip optic, I have no idea what that is. No. The towel, no. Gloves, no. The maybe possibly the tumblers I could have found, but no to this shopping list. Not attempting it. Decline. That takes me down to 47%. Next, Ulta and Bibby Bop, $19, 12 miles, 11 things for, you're really pushing your luck trying to have a man shop 11 things in Ulta. Well, let's take a look at it. Cashmere body cream, Kitsch hair catcher, a headband, some kind of rhinestone pins. No. Jaw clip set. No, not doing it. Decline. It's only $3 per order. Taco Bell and Donato's. Decline. Minute later, Chick-fil-A going out to the east side. Decline. And then a minute later, this more like it. $15, only going 5.5 miles. Great. Jersey Mike's and Tammy's are practically next door to each other. There's just one business in between them. Had to wait 7 minutes in for the Subway. Or, no, I'm sorry, Jersey Mike's. 7-minute wait on that. Uh, and then the Tammy's was ready by that time. Okay, so first drop off at 12:12. That was the pizza. And then I go to deliver the Jersey Mike's. Thank you very much. Signal issue. It's delivering to that, whatever that area is called. Orient. Bad signal. But it only took me a minute of driving away before I got the signal back and closed out the order. So this was about a half hour for the 15 bucks. So yeah, that was a good one. $2 DoorDash, 8 and 5. 2 minutes later, Home Depot. Did I screenshot these items? So if I might have done this, if this isn't too bad, and I might have actually done a Home Depot order today if it wasn't for these 27-gallon storage totes. Not doing it. I just right off the top of my head, I don't know my tote sizes and how big a 27-gallon is. I don't know. If it just would have been all this gain stuff, then yeah, I would have done it. But these totes is kind of like a wild card that I don't want to chance or mess with, and so that was a decline. 2 minutes later, upside down Jersey Mike's going to the Wild West is where I'm assuming that is. Decline. Upside down Mr. Hibachi. I wonder why the order's ready. Decline. 2 minutes later, dollar for dollar smoothie or dollar for mile Smoothie King. No, it's most of the time it needs to be over $20 before I'll go down to South Bloomfield. So this would have been $20. I would have taken it, but not doing it for 14. 2 minutes later, you see, I'm right at the McDonald's. This is really like 775, 12 miles, really. So that was a decline. Okay, and then, I'm at Myers. These declines are coming in. And here's another one going down there. $8. Again, you might as well say 12 miles. And I got in the note here. At this point, I think it's nice day outside, real pleasant temperatures, everything sunny. I'd rather kind of take a break here at Meijer. And I'll decline as many as I have to. So I get out of the car, I walk, I go to the bathroom. And this next offer I get in the Meijer bathroom, $6 hidden tip, less than 2 mile Taco Bell. Boom. Thank you. Went ahead and took this. And then I'm almost sure this is the order. I wanted to write a note here, but I for some reason I didn't get to it. So there you see the hidden tip was $1.25. This just took 14 minutes. But anyway, I get into the Taco Bell, and so I get there first, and another dasher comes in. We're both at opposite ends of the counter. Then this foot traffic cranky old man customer comes in, and he's standing in between us at the counter. And for this first Taco Bell worker that approaches us, they don't know, who got there first or whatever. This kid goes up to the old man first, and the old man gives him the name on the order he's picking up from. It's like a mobile order, probably not. He wasn't a delivery driver. It's just like a mobile order. So the kid goes back and looks or whatever, and then it was only like maybe not even 2 minutes later, the old man, is like, yeah, is there any way I can get an update on that order that I asked you about? and real like rude or whatever. And then the kid comes up, I couldn't hear what he said to him, like, well, yeah, we're getting it, or whatever he said. And then the old man was like, and also you could do yourself a favor and pick up those little pieces of trash or whatever there on the floor, because so you don't slip and fall on that. And then and then the kid was like, or yeah, I'll get it. And then the old guy was like, or don't get it. I mean, I don't really care one way or the other. I'm thinking to myself, well, yes, you do care, dude. Otherwise, you wouldn't have said something in the first place. I mean, you guys may think that I'm an old man, cranky crank butt sometimes. I tell you what, like this customer here was, you know, makes me like look like some kind of merry, happy-go-lucky camper. Makes me look as innocent as possibly could be. Man, he was cranky and ruthless. Let me tell you. A minute later, here we go. $18, 10-mile Mile, 10 things to shop, and this is going to put me over goals. So absolutely. Um, and then so here's the shopping list on this. Went over to HBC first, got the sponge and a couple other things. Well, the Dove wash and one other thing that's not shown here. I can't remember what that was. I had to call the customer wasn't responding to text, so I had to call her on the pizza. Um, the and it wasn't a supreme that I scanned. It was actually a 3 meat. She said that was okay. And then they didn't have 50 count. They had 24 and 100, and she told me to get 100. So just a 14-minute shop, delivered at 125. So 38 minutes, made $18, 10 and 8. Sweet. Looks like I am going to get through all this. And then I was pretty much done at that point, but I would entertain like one more order. But I did want to get gas and a car wash. I put my dash on a pause. That only took 10 minutes. So I got that taken care of, and then left the car wash, and I was going to start heading home, and only 2 declines. So 2 declines, and then I'm logging off. Okay, so a minute later, decline, 350 Zanzies. Okay, within a minute, $5 Pizza Hut, decline, and I'm logging off. However, and that took me to 42%. I couldn't get logged off when they sent me this $4 McDonald's. So, it was 3 declines. Now I was able to log off. Okay, so finish the dash at 1:38 in the afternoon here. You see like less than an hour of downtime. So I wish I had more days like this. I really do. I like to log in and just, stay busy. Busy, busy, busy. 18 deliveries for $155. Awesome. So now at 4,799 lifetime DoorDash deliveries, drove 122 miles today. So what is that? 33 miles better than goal. So great. And then you saw the acceptance rate on that next to last screenshot, which I coupled, like, what was it, 2 days ago I had worked it up to or no, it was a few days ago, I worked it all the way up to 63% at the end of that dash. Then the next day 61, and then it's just been dropping. 52 yesterday, and today 42. And it's like I said, tomorrow it may get even lower, because I think it should be really busy tomorrow. Fingers crossed. You know, this is a huge game. Um, and so it should be busy, and I should be able to hopefully cherry pick and get some good orders. I also need to be mindful of where orders are going. I'm unless it's really early in the morning, I'm not doing anything to downtown or north of that. Not with this game and the traffic that's going to be going up there. Not a chance. So now a little bit farther south, you know, that South Columbus and I do, and then South High Street and all that area I'll still do, but not downtown or anything north. After about maybe like 9 a.m. something like that. So, but anyway, that's all I have for now, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. As always, be sure to drive safe out there. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend and the game if you're watching it, and we will see you at the next video. Thanks again, guys.